This is Stoddard Canyon. Come down here to this little clearing where this little valley is. Leave the road right here. Come on, Jeannie. You follow this back past this way station. And in one of my other videos, I was with David Squall 351. We came back here to this waterfalls. But I told senior hiker that I was gonna put this falls added to the San Antonio Falls so they could see it, because if they haven't done this hike, they're going to do this hike. They have a list of over 200 hikes in alphabetical order with the dates they hiked them. Those guys have been all over the place. Anyway, there's some berries here, but some of this is poison oak. I'll show you a close-up of it, but we're gonna go back in this canyon if we can, if there's not too much oak. And I want to show my daughter the falls for the first time. So sorry, but you guys are gonna see it for a second or third time. By the way, I believe this is a way station left over from the San Antonio heydays. And I thought, while I'm at it, I may as well give this another shot. This little door here goes inside the way station or whatever this is. Last time it was closed and I just took it for granted that it was welded shut or something. But today it's open, and open it up. It's got a lot of stuff in there. Look like people spent the night in there. Looks like people have partied in there.
Drinking.
People have been
Trash.
tons of trash in there. For what, anyway, guys, the main road's right down there, and where I showed you, just pull off here, come down here past this way station, cross this, and this is what you're looking at going up. So if the poison oak looks too bad, I'm not taking my daughter into it. Look, we didn't fall in any hole. This is not Alice in Wonderland. But look at the size of that wish maker. Here, Jeannie, make a jumbo wish. Think of something real good.
I got it.
See that cable there? We set that up last weekend for a zip line. Fast way out of here. For this hike you gotta go on the, oh wait, poison oak, Jeannie. Wait here, I'll check it out. Wait here. I don't want her getting poison oak. I think this might be it. You see this? Oak tree. Oak tree. Not an oak tree. Oak tree. Oak tree. Oak tree. Water. Combine those two things and look around, and you usually find this. See this? Looks like an oak leaf. Center. 3. 1, 2, 3. Leaves a 3, let it be. He's gonna check and see if that door up there is open. Dun 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 dun. Doodaloo, 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 dun 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 dun. Hey Robert, if you ever come up here, I almost took a header.
There was a ladder, but it's gone.
Hey, if you ever come up here and somebody's camping down there, you can just Cannonball. No, Cannonball right on top. Come on, let's go. Okay, we scrubbed that mission. There's too much oak back there, and I got my daughter with me, so I'm not gonna put her at risk. So we're gonna go down. My daughter's yet to see the Boy Scout camp on the last video. We're gonna go down and check it out, and then we'll get out of here. Look at this. A bridge. Used to drive across here And there are a few other cabin sites back there. Homesteads, houses, whatever they referred to them by. So not only do you have, there's a pole here where the chain came across. Not only do you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have other ones back here too. This was like a little community here. I've recently began reading this massive red book by John W. Robinson, the guy that does so much research on the San Gabriels. And another guy was writing the beginning, the preface for this guy's book, and it tells how he actually went and looked at all the names. Oh, there's a part of the cabin right back there. He looked at all the names of the area and researched the family backgrounds, the family trees, to find out if there was any living relatives, and went and interviewed them. This guy thoroughly searched these mountains and found out if there were any living. He actually spoke to people who actually were still alive. We're talking 60s and 70s, 1960s, 1970s, that were still alive, that worked at the mines up here, that worked at the hotels, that carved out the roads. He spoke to some of these people, and if not, their kids, and got pictures from their family albums, pictures from museums. A lot of the pictures in the museums are from him. He found them and made copies. And he researched everything in this one book. I'll put the name of the book down below. I found it at the library. Went online and found it from a different library in Laguna Beach and had it sent to the Brea Library. It's amazing. This book tells about how before any white man came into these mountains, some people way back, homesteading cowboys homesteading back in San Fernando Valley, saw a small trail and came up the small trail, and he actually has a quote out of their diary saying they went up this trail today and ran into a village of heathens. They spoke with the Indians, traded with the Indians. Some of the Indians came down to the missions, and their life slowly came out of the hills, and everybody else's life slowly went into the hills, and they intermixed, and the Indians kind of just moved out and left. Well, everybody else took over up here. It's a very interesting book. If you're into these mountains, you must get this book. Look at this. When I was a little kid, in the back of comic books, you used to be able to order things. And in that, the older guys, the 40s and 50s will know, there used to be a page in there that showed you got 3 rods, a bait casting, a spinning, and I forget what the other one was. You got 3 rods, loads of tackle, lures, a fish scaler, just like this one. I think it was like 120 pieces of tackle for $12.95 plus postage and handling. Well, I ordered that. I saved up with my paper route money and I ordered that thing, and it was all junk. But this was the fish scaler. It looked just like this, and I think this is it. Which means this thing's probably been up here since the 70s. Probably some Boy Scouts back here. There's a Boy Scout carved in back there. I showed you in one of my other videos in the cement. This is probably back here from them. I wonder how many fish this is scaled. I'll leave it up here for somebody else to find and admire. I'll have to find it though. There's an old saying, if a tree falls in the wood and nobody around to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, we're not exactly around, but back over there, something big just fell. So it does make a noise. So the question has been answered. Now you need to get a Charms lollipop and see how many licks it takes to get to the center.
A 1, a 2, a 3, a crunch.
Anyway, once again, this is the little oak forest that used to be a community, that used to be a Boy Scout. After that, that's where I showed Frank's Folk Nivens. Hi, what's your name?
Irwin.
Irwin?
Yeah.
Irwin? Here's a fly rod I haven't seen in a long time. I had one of these. I had a martin. Is this a martin?
No, I believe this is a...
These are these automatic fly reels. As you pull them out, there's a spring inside that coils up. This releases it. I still have mine in storage somewhere.
South Bend.
South Bend, yeah, South Bend. I had a South Bend rod and a martin reel.
These are
pull up the slack.
That's right.
And the springs are also your drag.
Yeah. So every time you
pull out,
out,
you're tightening up that spring.
Exactly.
And then you push the button.
And then it winds it back up.
Winds it back up. They're a little bit heavy, but they're really cool that you don't have to sit there and pick up that slack every time.
It's really handy in a small creek.
Yeah.
Like this.
Have you caught any fish today?
I've caught about 4 or 5 little tiny ones.
Yeah. We saw some. There's one real nice one down here in this little pond where that log's going across.
A trout in there?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of trout. If you walk, that log's actually floating.
I saw a snake. I don't know what kind. I'm going to guess it was a gopher snake. But it had just come up on shore, and it had about a 9-inch rainbow trout in its mouth.
So
and it was trying to consume it.
So the snake is getting bigger trout than you and I are getting.
That's right. That was exactly right. That's the biggest trout I've seen today. How about that?
How far down were you?
Oh, I was down about a 1/4 mile.
Past the power plant?
No, I stopped there.
When you get to that, oh, that was Irwin. I just met him. He's gonna go over and fish the other stream. I haven't seen one of those automatic fly rods in easily 30 years. My own, I'll have to go dig my own out. I have it somewhere at home. It's in my dad's garage or in storage or somewhere. I remember getting that thing for Christmas.